Because of his practical utility and evidence-based methodology, Cardano ADA has developed a sizable following. His style of high-caliber funding and leadership is quite visually appealing. Many agree that this cryptocurrency will probably continue to play a significant role in the years to come. A yacht-loving Bitcoin evangelist, just like every family has a black sheep, views Cardano ADA entirely differently. New age technologies are rapidly changing, so it's risky to get stuck in one place. Even though keeping up with the pace is very challenging, one must remain adaptable. The investment industry has undergone significant change in recent years. Investments in cryptocurrencies, small cases, NFTs, NPS, ETFs, and digital gold are essential in this new world of investors. Even though investing has endured for centuries, its future remains very uncertain. Many investors are worried about the state of the market right now and whether or not making investments in the future is a good idea. If you've been able to remain upbeat, the CEO of MicroStrategy is a notable example because of how resilient and optimistic he is. A Bitcoin maximalist is Michael Saylor, who holds a strong belief in the currency. About 130,000 Bitcoins are held by his company MicroStrategy, and it also obtained a loan backed by Bitcoin to purchase another 190 million worth of Bitcoins. His belief in Bitcoin has grown despite the recent drops in the market price, and he views the short-term drawbacks of Bitcoin as mere dissent. His way of thinking differs from that of the majority. For optimistic experts like Michael Saylor, the market correction for cryptocurrencies is simply a chance to purchase at a discount and make significant profits. The CEO of MicroStrategy believes that by using this strategy, he is enhancing his profitability years from now, when Bitcoin will eventually be worth more. The Bitcoin evangelist considers Cardano ADA to be a very risky security. Since he made his first Bitcoin purchase, Saylor has bragged about the performance of his business stock. He also posted on YouTube to share his thoughts on proof-of-stake networks, saying, in his words, "In my opinion, Bitcoin is a digital good. All proof-of-stake networks, in my opinion, are securities and very risky. The regulators will decide whether or not to permit them to continue," and quote, "Not all sailors make ludicrous claims about Cardano ADA." The interview with the second largest cryptocurrency by market cap has been fairly tasteful. Michael Saylor gave a detailed explanation of what he believed to be the key distinctions between the Ethereum and Bitcoin networks. Only the first had changed over time, as he had suggested. Ethereum, in my opinion, is a security that should be pretty obvious. There is a hard fork, there are ongoing hard forks, and there is a difficulty bomb that keeps getting pushed back, according to an ICO. The CEO also claimed that Ethereum is a security because of the ongoing requirement for software updates on a network that is controlled by a group or entity. This viewpoint contends that a digital asset must be supported by a wholly decentralized protocol that no one can alter, even if they so desired, in order to qualify as a commodity. Ethereum is inherently unethical, he continued. He emphasized that because the Bitcoin network's core cannot be changed, much like the physical composition of gold, Bitcoin is a commodity. You are attempting to produce something akin to cyberspace gold if you want to become a digital commodity. He pointed out that the Bitcoin network has undergone numerous network upgrades over the years, despite the CEO's interesting points. The Taproot soft fork from November 2021, which aimed to enhance Bitcoin scripting capabilities and privacy, is the most notable one in history. In a rather combative tweet, the theory and founder of Vitalik Buterin responded to Saylor's opinions. Why do maximalists keep choosing heroes who end up being complete clowns? In a similar vein to how Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson intervened and compared Michael Saylor to Tone Vays in an AMA session given the current state of the market, he said, Michael Saylor's head is all effed up and screwed up after claiming Cardano is a security. Tone Vays is history. By labeling all digital assets besides Bitcoin as frauds, they shot to fame in the cryptocurrency industry. The CEO of MicroStrategy allegedly adopted some of Charles Hoskinson's viewpoints and claims. Hoskinson asserts that Cardano ADA is a more decentralized cryptocurrency than Bitcoin. Affirming that Bitcoin's primary use is as a value store, he continued by saying that Cardano is also more beneficial than Bitcoin. Investors have been buying ADA for a variety of purposes, not just speculation like many do with Bitcoin. He probably wouldn't label his preferred cryptocurrency as a security while designating a crypto asset with more applications than Bitcoin. Hoskinson acknowledged that it would be pointless to debate Saylor about ADA because those who support Bitcoin are the worst, nastiest, and most useless people to interact with. Additionally, he issued a warning that if Bitcoin does not regain its prior highs, Saylor may go bankrupt. It's just one of those situations where the Saylor is investing heavily in Bitcoin. Therefore, it must succeed because if it doesn't, he will go bankrupt, so I don't pay it much attention. Additionally, I don't believe the conversation is helpful. According to Charles Hoskinson, since its peak last year, the stock of MicroStrategy has lost about 2/3 of its value, severely impacted by the current bear market. Saylor is experiencing his first Bitcoin bear market, so his tenacious behavior is quite astonishing. Not everyone is able to hang on to a coin whose value has been significantly reduced. What talisman for Saylor's then? He did, however, mention in an interview that when it comes to Bitcoin, investors must adopt a long-term perspective. According to the quote, buying Bitcoin with a time horizon of less than 4 years is just speculation. The obvious thing is your dollar cost average once you have a time horizon longer than 4 years. He explained to him how to use dollar cost averaging to lessen exposure to an investment's volatility. A long-term store value asset is one that you purchase with the intention of keeping it for at least 10 years, he said. Michael Saylor is remarkably unfazed by his losses thus far, and his ludicrous assertions about Bitcoin's place in the cryptocurrency landscape have persisted for a long time and continue to be unwavering. He won't be stopping anytime soon. Perhaps now is the right time for more Cardano supporters to emerge. Cardano, a community that is firmly committed to ADA's future, is required. This particular point was emphasized by Charles Hoskinson in an interview with Bitcoin Crypto. Cardano has high goals for improving how the world functions for all people. Additionally, numerous partnerships have been established over the years to redistribute power to the periphery. Cardano is heavily dependent on research. However, there was a drawback as well. It gives rivals the opportunity to win larger market shares and claim sole credit while Cardano was still in the research stage of his project. This is a scenario that is unique to his launch in 2017 limitation. Cardano didn't release its smart contracts until September 2021. MinSwap, the first DEP, had to be shut down because of problems with transaction processing. Similarly, when the network was about to launch a hard fork with a vessel, the testnet catastrophically failed. Despite the fact that these flaws may influence users and investors, Cardano still has a ton of benefits. The Cardano ecosystem is thriving, with decentralized exchanges, empty marketplaces, blockchain games, and much more. It has been expanding steadily. For investors with patience and the ability to withstand the volatility, Cardano ADA might be a worthwhile investment. Additionally, it has the power to refocus attention on Bitcoin, as it did when it turned to the founder of the Galaxy Digital, Mike Novogratz, who is on par with other Bitcoin bulls like Michael Saylor, Anthony Pompliano, and others. In one of his tweets, the CEO expressed his curiosity about the ADA, which is becoming more and more popular. On March 9, 2022, he wrote, "Before I take a shower, one last query. Can anyone really make a case for the ADA? Does anybody add to it? Why is market capitalization so high? Should the funding asset be used?" Furthermore, he stipulated that Cardano ADA was one of the few cryptos he had never traded. Charles Hoskinson received this tweet and was eager to speak with Novogratz. With more of these substantial commitments, Cardano will be able to outperform his rivals and surpass the expectations of the CEO of MicroStrategy. Of course, what do you think about this? Please share with us in the section below the comment section. In the following video, we'll see you. To learn how Cardano is living up to the fantasy of being the Ethereum killer, watch some other videos first. Be sure to always click the subscribe notification buttons.